Shalom, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Rakakwadash. Double honors to our elders and apostles of Great Millstone that taught us His truth. Peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful like Akim, teaching and preaching His truth with all righteousness and sincerity. This is Akim Wasap. Today's lesson is entitled, A Token, We're at the End, Micro Preemies. And Lord willing, you be edified through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, the true names of the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son. And as always, the sit-downs, the lessons, the sheep speaking is for the remnant, the elect, the Israel, the Most High, to you as the gospel preached. Now, I have done a lesson similar to this in the past, but we got new subscribers. We got people who, aren't really savvy on YouTube to go into the archives and search, these different videos we have done in the past. And it's always good to revisit these different topics, all right? So premature babies is a sign that we're at the end. And it actually goes into it here in 2nd Esdras, the 6th chapter, which is a part of, which is in the Apocrypha, which the Apocrypha is a part of the Bible, the original King James 16:11. And for 274 years, it was a part of the King James 11. And you had the Bible Destruction Group remove the book. All right, you had these different theologians, all right, that were Catholics. They removed the Apocrypha. And Apocrypha, you have the rest of the books of Esther. You have, 2nd Esdras. You have the story of the three holy children. You have a major missing link in the Apocrypha with the 1st and 2nd Maccabees, So there's a lot of information and history as well as prophecy found in the Apocrypha. There's wisdom, the wisdom of Sirach. All right, there's a lot of things that's in the Apocrypha that you need to have a complete understanding of the scripts. And the word Apocrypha means sent away, hidden. All right, and it's found in between the Old and the New Testament. But we've done lessons on that as well. The Spirit had me to speak on it. So I have this video from CBS Sacramento, and it's entitled Micro Preemies Reunite with Medical Team that Delivered Them 40 Years Ago. And what's ironic, this past street speaking, we actually spoke on this. And I didn't have time to go to the video and find, the minute markers so I can, run the parallels. But we were just speaking about this at camp, and this video is posted 17 hours ago. So, that further, influenced me to do this video. So I'm going to play this video. It's 2 minutes long, and Lord willing, be edifying, and we get the precepts after. Tune in. Shalom.
Or birthday party to celebrate survival 40 years in the making.
That's right. CBS 13's Rachel Wolf shows us the reunion at Sutter Medical Center.
I still have your Christmas letters in my pocket.
Delcia Bosch and her husband face to face with the men who helped them add to their family. So grateful.
We were happy to have a baby breathe the breath of life.
Delcia was anxious after 6 pregnancies.
My son was born 6 weeks early. He was okay. Then I had like a 5-month pregnancy and a 3-month pregnancy and another 6-month pregnancies.
Their daughter Jalynn was born 1 pound 6.5 ounces.
This is one of the first ones we had of her when she was first born.
It was a tense, turbulent time turned triumphant.
It's really neat to be able to be here and connect with our care team.
When the odds of survival for these so-called micro preemies was just 1 in 10.
Very, very risky. Taking a child out early from the mother was considered a real gamble.
Jalynn, along with her husband and 2 children, met with another NICU grad, L'Oreal and Byron, and part of the team of doctors who made it all happen.
It takes a lot to run a neonatal intensive care unit. It's a very specialized team effort. Not just doctors, but doctors, nurses, respiratory therapists, social workers, laboratory 24/7.
A 40th birthday celebration.
Well, I think it's just absolutely phenomenal. It's really fantastic when you think about it. That they were born within a month of each other, the same size, and they both survived against all these odds.
To see them as adults.
Yeah, because it was prophecy. All right. This is a token that the Lord has told us in 2nd Esdras 6 that will be an identifier that we're at the end. All right. This is why the Lord had Esau have this particular technology, and it's all to fulfill prophecy. All right, and these are the girls here. A couple more seconds.
See them as mothers is entirely different.
A story of not just surviving, but thriving.
You can still live a fulfilled life and have a, great life even though you were premature.
I made some clothes for her. Little booties, teeny.
As her mother reminisced, the reality of what really happened in that groundbreaking perinatal center set in.
We've been praying that we would be in the right place at the right time and our doctors would have good ideas come to them. We didn't.
That's pretty much it. You see how small these children are. They said that they were about a pound. Now, she did say she had one at 3 months and at 5 months. So what I did was I did copy and paste micro preemies. And it says, what is a micro preemie? A baby that is born between the 26th week of pregnancy or weighs less than 28 ounces or 780 or 700 and 800 grams is considered a micro preemie. All right. So this is well before the due date. All right. And, scripture speak about 10 months, which is 40 weeks. All right. That's a full term pregnancy. And once again, this is a token that we're at the end. Now here in 2nd Esdras, the 6th chapter, it goes into these prophecies that Uriel was giving Esdras, which Esdras, he was a Levite. He was on the scene during the time of the Medo-Persian Empire, and during that empire, you had the rebuilding of the temple, which the Lord put the spirit on King Cyrus to give the Israelites the okay to reestablish the temple. And at that time, you had Esdras or Ezra, Nehemiah, Zechariah, Haggai. You had Joshua the high priest, and Zerubbabel. All right. If I didn't say Nehemiah, you had Nehemiah there. And, the Lord was dealing heavily with Esdras. So here, we frequently hit the 9th verse, but let's go up a little bit. We're going to hit the 7th verse. It says, then answered I and said, what shall be the parting of sunder of the times? Or in other words, what is going to be the dividing of the times? What's going to separate, these times of these prophecies? It says, and when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? Because the men of the Lord always were inquiring about the kingdom of heaven, which is rulership of the Israelites in earth. And we today, as men of the Lord or prophets, we have that same attitude. We want a righteous king, a new heaven and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. We looking for the beginning of it that followeth. Because like I say in Revelation, the 12th chapter, we love not our lives unto death. We don't love this rulership of the Edomites, which the Edomites are the so-called white people. And when we talk about the Edomites, we're talking about the nobles, the upper echelon, the bankers, the shadow government, the individuals that's controlling things behind the scene. It says, and he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born to him, Jacob's hand held first the hill of Esau. So it goes right back to these major figures that we read about in the Bible. It says, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So we know that the Edomites are still here because the prophecies say that Esau is synonymous with the end of the world. Now, when we speak about the end of the world, we're talking about an end of an era or an end of a time period. And that time period is the Gentile rulership. The last heathen nation that will rule the earth before Jacob is Esau. All right. It says, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth, and the chief amongst Jacob is our Lord Yahushua, which sprang out of Judah, of which tribe Moses spake nothing concerning the priesthood. All right. And through Yahushua destroying and conquering the earth, he's going to establish the children of Israel, and there will be a rulership that will be established and an order that will be followed. 10. The hand of man is betwixt the heel and hand. Other question Esdras asked thou not. Verse 11. I answered then and said, Lord, that bears rule, if I have found favor in thy sight, I beseech thee, show thy servant the end of thy tokens, whereof thou showedest me part the last night. So what is the token? Let's get it. Go back to Google here. tokens. See if we can get the word meaning. So token.
Token.
It says a thing serving as a visible or tangible representation of a fact, quality, feeling, etc. It says a symbol, a sign. All right, another word for token is a sign. And as it says here, a thing serving as visual or tangible. So visual is something that you see. So there's going to be things that we see that will identify that we're in the end. Okay. So once again, 2 Ezra 6 and 12, I beseech thee, show thy servant the end of thy tokens or signs, whereof thou showedest me part the last night. So he answered and said unto me, stand upon thy feet and hear a mighty sounding voice. And it shall be as it were a great motion, but the place where thou standest shall not be moved. So an aircraft came to Edris and spoke to Edris out of the aircraft. All right, when you examine the Bible, all right, there's various accounts of aircrafts in the scripts. In fact, when the Israelites were led out of Egypt, there was a pillar of cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night that led the children of Israel out of Egypt into the wilderness. All right, you had like I said, Isaiah 66 and 15. Behold, the Lord will come with his chariots in his whirlwind to render his anger with fury and his rebukes with flame of fire. Elijah, when Elijah got beamed up, all right, those are aircrafts. Another one is during the time of Ezekiel, the first chapter, those were aircrafts and the angelic beings. Yahushua, Acts the first chapter, it speaks about two men standing up saying, why ye stand there gazing up? The same Yahushua that you see, beamed up or, received into the aircraft, he's going to come back in like manner. Second Esdras, the 13th chapter. We can go all day running parallels on the various aircraft. Zechariah, he saw a flying roll. That was an aircraft. Scriptures speak about swift clouds, so on and so forth. And we done lesson on the aircrafts of the Lord. It says, and it shall be, as it were, a great motion, the aircraft spin. But the place where thou standest shall not be moved. So it's the aircraft hovering over him. It says, and therefore when it speaketh, be not afraid, for the word is of the end, and the foundation of the earth is understood. So aircraft came and spoke to Ezra out of it and gave him, the word of the end, these prophecies. It says, and why? Because the speech of these things trembleth and is moved, for it knoweth not the end of these things must change. And it happened that when I had heard it, I stood upon my feet and hearkened, and behold, there was a voice that spake, and the sound of it was like the sound of many waters. So it's a great loud voice. So just like we see today with helicopters, if there's a high-speed chase, you'll hear the pilot of the helicopter, he'll speak, hey, pull over, stop right now. Los Angeles Police Department, Los Angeles Sheriff's Department, stop, pull over. It's a very loud noise. So the same thing, what we see Esau have with these aircrafts and the ability to speak out of them, that's old technology. The Lord Ben had that. It says, verse 18, it said, behold, the days come that I will begin to draw nigh and to visit them that dwell upon the earth. And I will begin to make inquisition. Inquisition is a examination at the law, right? Of them, what they have done, Slakia, what they be that have hurt unjustly with their unrighteousness, with the Edomites. Remember, this is about the end. And we know that Esau is the end of the world when we read in the 9th verse. So Esau is going to be doing these unjust and unrighteousness in the world. and when the affliction of Zion shall be fulfilled. Okay? It's basically talking about Esau and Jacob, just like we read in the 9th verse. And when the world that shall begin to vanish away shall be finished, when it's time period, because this word world here in the Greek is ion, which means a time period. All right. And when a time period that shall begin to vanish away, which the time period is associated with Esau's end, it says shall be finished, then will I show these tokens. So there's going to be things that we see in the world. The book shall be opened before the firmament, and they shall all see together. Now, this is speaking about the elect, right? Coming on one accord with the doctrine. The books is the scripts. The firmament goes into the satellites that are in the firmament, and through the internet is how, we push out this information. All right, through the internet, which the internet utilizes the satellites in orbit in the heavens or in the firmament. This is how the elect is able to get this information, learn, study, read, research, go into the words, go into the Hebrew, go into the Greek, going into all the various things in history, link things up with the prophecy, so on and so forth. All right, the books shall be opened before the firmament, and they shall all see together. Once again, which is the elect. And here's the point, the 21st verse. And the children of a year old shall speak with their voices, and the woman with child shall bring forth untimely children. That's premature children of 3 or 4 months. Remember in the video, she said that, 3 and 5 months, and these babies came out very small. It says 3 or 4 months old, and they shall live and be raised up. So through the Lord giving Esau this technology in the hospitals with the incubators and the different, specific things that pertain to having these babies survive. You see all this equipment and all this different stuff, tubes and monitors and different, medicines and so on and so forth. All that technology and wisdom, these miracles, the Lord gave Esau this power so it could be a sign unto the elect that we're at the end. All right. Premature babies and them being raised up is a part of the end. And this woman here is one of those babies. She was raised up. Like it say, once again, it says the woman with child, a pregnant woman, shall bring forth untimely children, children that didn't go through the whole pregnancy. All right. The untimely children or premature children of 3 or 4 months, babies being born the 3rd month, the 1st trimester, going into the 2nd trimester, and they shall live and be raised up. So this is a token, which a token is a sign that we're at the end of his rulership. The hospitals having all this great technology, able to do surgery and amputations and put new hearts in people and all this breakthrough medical science. That's a sign that we're at the end. So I'm gonna leave it at that. Lord willing. Matter of fact, the brother Ishab Tazadat, beloved brother Nabar. We get this precept and I'll close out. Acts 1:6. And when they therefore were come together, they asked of him, saying, Lord, will at this time restore again the kingdom of Israel? Okay, so he's referring to what we were speaking about earlier. Yeah, because the prophets always had the mindset of when is the kingdom of Israel coming? And that's the vibration that the elect will have. But I'm going to go ahead and close out the water for the precept, brother. Lord willing, this was edifying through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, double honors to our elders and apostles of great millstone that taught us truth. Shalom. Wow, Baba Ball.